X's and O's with LeRoy Butler. Now, here's Tom Silverstein.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to X's and O's with LeRoy Butler. Boy, do we have a lot in store for you today. We're going totally virtual with the X's and O, no whiteboard, but we got the technology, thanks to Bill Schultz, to be able to break down some plays for you. So this is going to be fun
as well.
This is going to be a battle of cursors. We're both going to be fighting over drawing arrows, and you know, we better not like curse each other out in writing.
I would never do that.
Anyway, so we have two plays, and let's look at the first one. This is the Allen Lazard reception. I believe it's in the fourth quarter. And this is a really well-designed play because it really screwed up the Vikings' ability to decipher what was coming. And so what we have here is Davante Adams is out here. This is Allen Lazard.
Yeah.
This is MVS.
Yeah.
And this is Mercedes Lewis. So what does bringing Mercedes Lewis out here do for the Vikings? It looks like they kept a corner on him.
Yeah, they were playing a combination zone, but the thing about it, you put Davante by himself at the X receiver. So it's easy to double him. So you double him with safety, that really in the coaches and in Nathaniel Hackett's mind, that should open the middle up for Allen Lazard.
Right. So Harrison Smith is going to be the guy doubling Adams, right?
Yeah, and that's in theory, that's what you want. That's what you're thinking. They're going to play some kind of cover two roll up over there. And now that puts the stress on Harris, the other safety. And he has to it puts safety on Kendricks. I'll draw it for you real quick. It puts stress on this guy, and it puts stress on this guy to just really protect the middle of the field. Because figure, we can cover Mercedes Lewis by himself.
Mm-hmm.
So now, and also one more thing before we move it. You see MVS is in the slot. He's your speed guy. Do you see they got a linebacker walked out on him to try to reroute him, which is fine because he's going to be like a decoy in this anyway. And what you would want is, Tom, you would want your secondary, in theory, that they will rotate here.
Okay.
Then you would get this guy. You would get this guy going back here. So now that leaves the middle wide open. That's what the Packers are thinking. So once you get into the play, you'll see what Aaron Rodgers was looking at.
Why do you think the Vikings are in base defense? So they got three linebackers here, and the Packers are in three wides. It's, I believe it was 2nd and 8, maybe. Kind of a odd thing to be going in with a base defense against three wides.
Well, base defense, if you stay at it, that means you think anytime Mercedes Lewis is on the field, they're probably trying to run the ball.
Yeah.
So they thought, well, this is a passing formation, but we think they're going to run the ball, so we'll keep our base out there and just extend the linebacker to do what we do. What defense you say all the time, survive the down if we don't have the right personnel. Because if you run your nickel or dime personnel out there, they're definitely going to run the ball.
Yeah, they'll do a draw to Aaron Jones.
Exactly.
Right? Okay, so let's look at the next photo.
Yeah.
And, what we got here is Allen Lazard is automatically got his hand up like, throw it. Now, when a guy throws his hand up, is he changing his route or just indicating that he's going to be open?
He's letting you know that I'm on top of the original defender, that the middle is wide open, and throw it to my hand, and I'm open. Now, you don't get it every time, but you can see what he's thinking. Wait a minute, this middle is vacated. It's like a cover two read. if it's a cover 2 read, a middle read, and I got a linebacker on my inside hip and the safety's on my outside hip, I'm open.
Yeah.
Yeah, throw it, because we never really see him do a lot of that, only when he's really open down the middle.
Yeah, and the protection here is phenomenal. Yeah. I mean, look at that. There's nobody.
And it's a good read too by Aaron Rodgers on this, because maybe maybe last year or so, he would stay, backside with Devontae Adams regardless of what's going on, and look over here and then come back here. But you don't have to do that now, because that was such an easy read.
Now, if I'm looking at this initially, I'm looking at Anthony Harris here, and I'm thinking, isn't he going to come here and try to pick that ball off? So Rodgers sees it, and I guess he's probably going to throw it out here, right, so that Lazard can run to it. But doesn't this worry you a little bit if you're the quarterback?
But I tell you, anytime I see a guy's name, it's free to throw. C.C. Kendricks' name is free to throw. What we say, throw him open, and that's the vintage Aaron Rodgers that can make that throw. A young quarterback probably go to his check down or go look for an obvious number one guy. But here's where the pretty much the coverage dictates through your progression. Where's the mismatch? It's Allen Lazard, 6'5" receiver on a shorter tight end, and the safety is on the outside hip. So this is a beautiful play.
Okay, so we go to the next play.
Oh, man. See, now right here, Tom, you can see Harris thinking, Anthony Harris said, oh, they're going to throw the dig route. So I'm going to go ahead and get the dig route. But you never leave one to go to two. You just never do that as a safety.
Right. I think they've just got him in a pickle here, because there's no way this linebacker can cover MVS.
Right.
And he's running across the middle, which that's going to be possibly a touchdown if he doesn't drop it. And then you've got this guy having to make the decision, okay, do I go this way or do I go, this way or do I go this way? Right?
Yes, and in theory, you want Anthony Barr to stay back. Don't jump up on the back so he can be in this area. But he actually comes up, so that vacates this middle.
Yeah, yeah.
And again, you see the window for Aaron Rodgers. If I see your name, I can throw it. But I want you to look at Harris right here. He's already committed to drive down on this dig route.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason why they missed out on that.
Yeah, your point about Anthony Barr, if he drops, like you said,
yes,
then they have to throw it right here, and they survive the down maybe, or at least don't give up a touchdown.
Yes.
So, okay, so and then we'll see there's Lazard. I mean,
that's awesome.
Yes.
And you see Harrison Smith coming from the double.
Yes.
Coming from the double, but he's on the wrong side.
Not his fault. He's just making up for a blown assignment. And
go back to that last one if you can. If you can't, don't worry about it. There's something out there on the field you got to watch for. It's a little monster right there. You will. They just come up and they'll just grab your foot.
Yeah.
And you really got to watch. For fantasy people, you're thinking, Aaron Rodgers could have 2 more touchdowns.
Yeah, but he made up for it. He
did.
Scored that touchdown a couple plays later, one play later. So, okay, so that was that. Now let's go to defense, and we have another play here, and we'll start out with what we have is a two-man route. We know to start it's a 2 wide receivers, regular backfield, and one tight end here. So the Packers are lined up. They have their base defense in, which you would expect, 3 defensive linemen.
Yeah.
They got their linebackers there. And then it appears they're in a zone because Kevin King is over here, not over here, right?
Exactly.
Is that the first tell that because King is here that
Oh,
it's
yeah.
probably
Cousin sees there. They're in a zone. This is the coverage we want. I mean, this is the coverage we want. We'd rather have a safety, covering Adam Thielen than a corner.
Yeah.
This is the coverage they've been practicing all week. But you had some discussions with, and you can talk about that later if you want, with Jaire Gray about how they were going to play this. But one thing I'll point out real quick, there's no use for the linebacker to be there, Tom.
That's Kirkley. Yep.
You got to get him over here.
Or maybe that's Barnes. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it may be Barnes. Yep, it's Barnes. Have him there, Tom, to reroute Adam Thielen. You never give a Pro Bowl platinum receiver a clean release. Or if you want to, we would do it in the 90s. We would just walk our end out and then keep Barnes there and have the outside linebacker there.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that. So I think that's one of the things that really got them in trouble.
Okay. So this is a play action pass, and you can see, the play action fake there. Now, tell me what you see. Is they're in a zone, so everybody's got their eyes on the fake. Is that how you should do it? Now, I know in play action, the quarterback's looking for this safety up here to see whether his shoulders are square, right? Like he's playing the run. But he doesn't have his shoulders square. He's in a backward move, right?
Yeah, he's already committed. I would like to see coaching points. I like to see Jaire Alexander a little bit more outside.
Mm-hmm.
I want him to stay deep.
Okay.
No, he's got to stay deep. Yeah, stay deep. Because I need you to protect anything on the outside third. So if this guy, you're not playing him man to man. So you got to open up. He got to open up with his left foot and keep this guy on stay on this guy's outside shoulder. Now the stress of the defense is here. Okay. That's the stress. The stress of the defense. And one more thing. I would like my middle linebacker to be deeper on his drop. Because there's nothing up here. There's nothing up here for him to be there.
Mm-hmm.
When you fake to the back, for a screen or anything like that, your lineman will help you and your Barnes will help you as well. So he has to come back. But I don't mind him biting for the play action. But off of that motion, this is pass. No lineman came out. This is pass. So you got to redirect and come right about I'd say the 25. If you can, it'd be fantastic. That takes the stress off of Savage because he'll see another white jersey. But at this point, that's what Minnesota wanted.
Okay. So now you mentioned I talked to Jaire Gray. I asked him about this play. He said that the way they had scouted this play when the Vikings were in this formation and running this play, that generally this receiver ran what's called a dig route, which is a in route.
Yeah.
And then Thielen would run the post behind that.
A post or a post corner?
Post corner. Yeah. I'm sorry. I said post. I meant a corner route.
Yeah, corner route. Right.
Yep. And so what happened was, let's remove that, was that this guy ran a comeback, and that kind of drew Savage's eyes to there. Now, let's go to the next one, and you can tell us what exactly is going on here.
See, you got to have Jaire Alexander on the outside. And I would like for him to be turned to where you can see the 2 and the 3. Not his name. Remember I'll tell you about when quarterbacks see your name?
Yeah.
That attracts attention. And then Savage's eyes are here when he should be maybe a little bit deeper here, and his eyes got to be a peripheral here and here to really understand the route. Now, one thing we would do to help him, Kevin King has no work. He can rotate to the middle to help out.
Yeah, and we should note that Adrian Amos is back here in the middle.
Right.
But he's covering the deep middle, and he'll try to get over here, but he's not going to make it.
No, because he wants to stay inside for the post. The post corner, in the way I look at it, maybe I'm wrong, but I think I'm right. This play should be covered by Jaire Alexander.
Right.
And if the guy does run a dig route here, then Savage can defend that.
Right.
Say it's just like everything the Packers think. Well, that puts a lot of stress on Savage. He has to stay on the outside shoulder time and cover it by himself.
Mm-hmm.
And let everything on the inside goes to Amos and Kevin King.
Do you think he's cheating maybe a little bit by being this shallow, thinking this is coming? You know, he's done his film study and he thinks this route is coming, so he lined up a little shallow. Do you think that's a possibility?
That will be what we call guessing, and you can't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't. See, because we can do charts all week, Tom, but I still got to read my keys. Say this is cover 4, just a cover 4, and we got quarters. Then he would be on the inside. He would be on the inside here.
Right.
And so would Jaire Alexander. If it's cover 3 or some that concept, again, it would be like, well, I think that Jaire Alexander just played deep to short, comes back here. He'll pick that ball off because right now, I don't think people understand this, but immediately right now, Cousins is committed to throwing this corner route.
Yeah.
Okay, they're trying to catch up in a hurry. So Jaire Alexander could have, if he was turned the way he was looking inside at the quarterback, he would have picked this ball off and they would have never saw him. And guess what? You're going to see the same play against Detroit.
Right.
Same play. But they'll do it out of motion, maybe a shift to just kind of confuse you a little bit. But I try to tell the young safety, slow down. He's too aggressive. You know what? The one hit they called, led with his helmet, that was a flag. He don't be so aggressive. Be a tackler, not a hitter. You'll make more interceptions and you'll make more tackles and you won't miss a lot of tackles. So that's the people that they have him in on this one.
Okay. And here we see, here is that just a comeback. He did not come into the middle. He just came this way and stopped. And now look at the separation between Savage and Thielen, and then here's Alexander. Not a chance, and this is the end result right there for a touchdown. Here you see Amos. I don't think he had a chance, do you?
No, not at all. That's only if the guy would have ran what we call a post or an 8 route, but that was a 7 route. And that's either – if say you were in man-to-man, say Jaire Alexander is correct, he's in locked up man-to-man. Well, you're in man-to-man, you got Adam Thielen on your second-year safety with no help.
Yeah.
So they caught him in a bad coverage.
Yep, exactly. That's what I think as well. So, well, yeah, okay. That's 2 plays that were key in the game and very interesting results in both cases.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's about discipline too. When you're studying, the best thing to study is to study with the group, like away from the coaches. The 4 core guys, both corners, both safeties, if they can understand and get the chemistry right, they can make calls. They can Savage can call out Barnes. Hey, come out. Get and redirect him, because if he's over there and redirects Adam Thielen, the timing is off because it's a play action and then he has to wait for the route to develop. But if he got a jam on him and throw them off, and now Thielen got to kind of get his bearings back together, the route's over. Just that little bit of coaching point, I think, will help these guys. Never give clean receivers in the slot. Always have a guy over top of those guys. It throws the whole timing of the offense off.
And this will be something to watch because, you know, Detroit probably won't have Kenny Golladay. He's been out with a hamstring injury, but Marvin Jones has just killed them
over the years.
Past, and so
that'll be that tight end. They really like him.
Yeah.
We talked about Adrian Peterson, but in the passing game, they're going to throw the ball a lot. I mean, but they got to clean these kind of mistakes up. Okay,
good. Is there anybody you want to thank before we head out?
Yeah, VinnySausage.com for my new brat. Ivanhoe's Pub and Eatery in Racine, Wisconsin. They got the best food. I love it. And again, Pick and Save. I appreciate everything Pick and Save has been doing, and we're going to work a lot of things for Thanksgiving with them. So thank you guys very much. I really appreciate everybody tuning in.
Yep, and be sure you catch us after the game live about 3 hours after the game. We will be live and breaking down the Lions game.
Yeah, we're shooting for 6:30 Central Standard Time. That's what we're shooting for.
Oh, that's right. 6:30. So we will see you then. Take care, everybody.